After 60, many men notice the same thing. Erections become weaker. The penis loses hardness and firmness. This does not happen in a single day, but gradually. Today it is harder to get aroused. Tomorrow it is harder to keep it. Most think this is just age. But the truth is different. The cause is most often poor blood flow and weakened pelvic floor muscles. And here is the main point. You can regain control. There is a simple exercise that takes only 3 minutes a day. It can improve blood flow, strengthen the muscles, and make the erection harder than you think is possible at your age. Stay until the end. I will show the technique and explain how to do it correctly. Men rarely talk about this openly, but after 60, the situation is familiar to almost everyone. At first, the erection becomes a little weaker. Then it lasts less time. And over time, you realize that even strong desire does not always turn into a result. Why does this happen? It is not only about age, as many people think. This is where the very exercise I will talk about comes in. It takes only 3 minutes a day, requires no equipment, and with regular practice brings back hardness, improves control, and even visually affects size. In essence, it is a simple habit that can change a man's life after 60. To understand why the exercise really works, let's figure out how an erection is arranged. An erection is not only a matter of arousal. It is above all a matter of blood circulation. When a man is aroused, the vessels inside the penis must quickly expand and fill with blood. The more blood comes in and the longer it stays, the stronger and harder the erection. Two key mechanisms are at work here. The first is nitric oxide. This is a molecule that the body produces when it receives a signal of arousal. It relaxes the vessels and allows blood to flow freely inside. But with age, the level of nitric oxide decreases, and the vessels no longer react as quickly. The second is the pelvic floor muscles. They can be compared to a valve or a lock. They hold the blood inside the penis. If the muscles are strong, they literally block venous outflow, the blood stays inside, and the erection is hard. If the muscles weaken, the blood escapes and the organ loses firmness. Why is this important? Because it is exactly these two mechanisms that the exercise affects. It stimulates blood flow, trains the vessels, and strengthens the pelvic floor muscles. In essence, this is a natural way to bypass the main age-related changes, to restore blood inflow and keep it inside. That is why men who start doing this exercise notice not only improvement in erections, but also a general feeling of energy and strength in the lower abdomen. And now I will show how exactly to perform this practice. Now let's move on to practice. This exercise is called pelvic floor muscle training. But do not rush to think it is something complicated. In fact, it is very simple, and you can do it anywhere, sitting, lying down, or even standing. Step 1. Find the right muscles. Imagine that you want to stop the flow of urine midway. The muscles you tense at this moment, those are exactly the ones we need. These are the pelvic floor muscles. Step 2. Make the first contraction. Tighten these muscles as much as possible. Hold the tension for about 3 to 5 seconds. You should feel a slight pulling in the lower abdomen and around the base of the penis. Step 3. Relax. Completely release the muscles and let them rest for 3 to 5 seconds. Do not rush. Rest is just as important as contraction. Step 4. Repeat the cycle. Do 10 such contractions in a row, 5 seconds of tension, 5 seconds of rest. This will take about 2 to 3 minutes. Step 5. Make it harder. When you feel this has become easy, add another variation, quick contractions. Squeeze and release the muscles every 1 second. Do 10 to 15 repetitions. This trains control and strength. That is all. Doing the exercise takes only 3 minutes. But with regular practice, it is exactly what strengthens the muscles that hold the blood and gradually makes the erection harder and more stable. An important point, do not hold your breath and do not tense your abs or buttocks. Only the internal pelvic muscles should work. Then the exercise will give maximum effect. What happens if you do this exercise every day for at least 3 minutes? At first, you may not notice big changes. But after 2 to 3 weeks, most men notice a difference. The first, blood flow improves. When the vessels begin to work more actively, In the penis, there appears a feeling of fullness, warmth, and the erection occurs faster. The second, hardness and control. The pelvic floor muscles strengthen, and you begin to hold the blood longer. This means the erection becomes not only harder, but also more stable. The third, visual effect. When the organ fills with blood better, it looks bigger and more massive during arousal. This is especially noticeable to men who previously complained about shrinking with age. And the fourth, general body tone. This exercise improves circulation in the pelvic area, and many men note that they feel more energy, fewer bladder problems, and even better overall well-being during the day. It is important to remember, this is not a magic pill, but regularity works wonders. 3 minutes a day, every day, and you gradually return to your self-control, hardness, and confidence. One exercise is already enough to notice a result. But if you want maximum effect, there are a few simple rules that work together with the training. The first, breathing. During the exercise, breathe calmly and deeply. Many men hold their breath when they tense the muscles, and this is a mistake. A deep inhale and a smooth exhale enhance oxygen flow and make the training more effective. The second, nutrition. Blood vessels love the right food. Add more vegetables, grains, fish, and products with omega-3. This helps maintain elasticity of the arteries and improves the production of nitric oxide, without which there cannot be a strong erection. The third, water. Dehydration directly affects circulation. If you drink little water, the blood becomes thicker and the vessels work worse. A glass of clean water in the morning and regular drinking during the day make the result brighter. The fourth, movement. This exercise takes only 3 minutes, but do not forget about light physical activity. Even a simple daily walk gets the blood moving and helps vessels stay flexible. And the fifth, regularity. Do not expect a miracle after 2 attempts. Strength comes with practice. Remember, 3 minutes a day is like brushing your teeth, a small habit that over time changes life. I want to tell you about one of my patients, a man, 63 years old. He came with complaints that his erection had become rare and too weak to maintain normal intimacy. He tried pills, but the effect was short-term and with side effects. I suggested he start a simple practice, 3 minutes a day to train the pelvic floor muscles. In the first days, he was skeptical. Doctor, can such a simple exercise really change anything? But he still agreed to try. After 2 weeks, he noticed that erections began to appear faster and the organ stayed firm longer. After a month, he himself said, "Doctor, I feel younger." He became more confident in intimacy again and admitted that even his wife noticed the changes. This is a real example of how a small habit can return to a man control, hardness, and confidence in himself. And I have dozens of such stories. Many men think that after 60 nothing can be changed. But the truth is that the body is always ready to respond to training and attention to itself. Only 3 minutes a day, and you improve blood flow, strengthen the muscles, and return the hardness you thought was lost. It is free, safe, and available to everyone. Do not postpone. Start today. And if you want more simple and proven tips for men's health, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. In the next videos, I will share even more practices that will help you maintain strength and confidence at any age. The secret is in 2 main changes in the body. The first is blood circulation. Over the years, blood vessels become stiff and less elastic. The arteries that should quickly fill the penis with blood do it more slowly. And the veins, on the contrary, start letting blood escape back too quickly. The result: the penis loses firmness and the erection becomes unstable. The second is the pelvic floor muscles. They work like a valve that holds the blood inside during arousal. Imagine, if the muscles are strong, they hold the pressure and the erection is firm. If the muscles are weak, the blood escapes and everything ends too early. That is why many men complain that the desire is there, but the body does not respond. And here is what is important to understand. These changes are not a life sentence. Yes, they're natural with age, but they can be stopped and even reversed. Blood vessels can be trained, and the pelvic floor muscles can be strengthened.